Birthday weekend, October 97. Bill Bonds are in the ticket box, brand spanking new.
Yes, there was.
Mike New's traction engine being steamed up. The electric blower on the chimney won't belong now, and she'll be steaming round the track.
Any restored big ones around up there?
An unusual model, English Merchant Navy class, Pacific. I don't think I've ever seen another model of a Merchant Navy class. Sweet pea, very handy little engine, runs very well. The old farm engine running. We don't often see these run, they all do work. And, yeah, and again we fire them up.
That's off. Turn it on. Yeah, we're going the right way. Off.
Eric Warburton's 57, a sight we rarely see, unfortunately.
New track work in, we've got new sidings all over the place, and probably the visiting model engineers who we welcome here too this morning will notice all the changes as far as the track is concerned. We have an apology from one of our foundation members, member number 3, that's Alan Hess. He has attended every one of these gatherings, I think everyone for the past 24 years, 23 years, but he sits down on the day. He was here last Wednesday, working away, very independent old fellow, and he's got a pick and a shovel and he's digging up the ground to put a wire through for a signal, and he had to slow up a bit. I don't know what was wrong with him. He had pains in the chest and pains in the shoulders and pains in his arms. So we told him to come up here and sit down and take it easy. So he went home that night and he felt a bit worse when he got home. Rang up the doctors and the doctor said, "Don't come here to see me, Alan, go straight to Hornsby Hospital." So what did he do? He went and he had a shower, he packed his bag, he got his car out, he got in his car and he drove himself to Hornsby Hospital. He's in there now, been transferred to the stand, where they're doing tests on him today to see what he's going to do. He's most apologetic that he wasn't here to meet his friends from the other club to have a shot at Kevin Rizzoli about something about what the politicians have done or haven't done, and we give you his apology. A little bit of history since our last birthday weekend. We've purchased the land from the Hornsby Council, which was financed by 89 of our members. We have paid back almost 60%, over 60% of that money to our members, and hopefully within 18 months we'll be clear of that debt. We have a special vote of thanks to the retired Wednesday workers. We've got a group of about 30 to 35 retired fellows, most of them in their 60s up to 80, who come here every Wednesday and work. 98% of the new work that you see here, and even the maintenance work, has been carried out by them. We look around the table at morning tea time, and we wonder how many will be still here next year. We've all got to take our turn, I suppose. Another special vote of thanks to our chaplain. Now, you mightn't think that our chaplain does much work, but he's married a couple of our members, he conducts funeral services, he visits the sick, but his main task he carried out today to perfection. Look at the weather. He's got a good contact somewhere, he arranged the weekend for us. He has failed on some occasions. A couple of years back, the bushfire slowed us up, and occasionally it rains. That's apparently when he hasn't behaved the way he should. Now, we've got our display over here, a lot of new models that you haven't seen before. Some beautiful workmanship done by our members. It makes it very difficult for an untrained old fellow like myself to be able to match their skills. Walter Mickey here, one of our members, said the other day, "What would you expect for a bloody old policeman? He'd know nothing about mechanical work." But we all try to do our best. The ladies who've looked after us and supplied the eats there for us this morning, we say thank you to them. Now, I think I've just about been through all of the people I should acknowledge, and we particularly thank Kevin Rizzoli for having acted as our patron for so many years, and he's still our local member. We call upon him occasionally, and almost invariably he is able to assist us in some manner. We tell him that we would like to see this done. He doesn't always do it to our perfection, but he does put every effort in it to satisfy us. And this morning he's come all the way from Barra, is he not, to be able to open the proceedings for us. So without any further ado, I'll call upon Kevin, if he would please, to open the proceedings, and then we might let Barry Glover have a few words to say, because we won't let him go before Kevin, because he does talk more than I do. Thank you, Kevin.
Well, thank you, John. And yes, give me a round of applause. If you hadn't left me anything to say, Whilst the Padre may organise the weather, I think we should actually send a very sincere vote of thanks to John for his leadership. Being the president of any organisation is quite a challenge, and John does it with consummate skill and even a touch of modesty, I suspect, here and there.
Modesty ain't.
It's great to be here again, and this is one of the highlights of my year, actually, is to come here from time to time, and particularly on this, the open weekend, the birthday weekend. And it's always fascinating for me to see the progress that's been made since the previous year. And this year has been one of particular progress, as John has outlined to you. Now, I was going to show you how smart and diligent I was by telling you all about these things, because I dutifully read Galston Valley magazine, and I must say I was most impressed with the last issue. But John's already done that, so I'm not going to bore you by repeating it, except to say that I've been down to inspect the sandstone bridge, and that really is a fantastic piece of work, and it's got really nothing to do with building steam engines of whatever kind. It's a different sort of skill, and I think as we look at it, we can all appreciate the enormous amount of work and skill which has gone into that bridge. And I'd like to congratulate the builder and all those who, well, I presume someone helped him on the line, and all those who contributed to it, because it really is a fantastic contribution to the railway complex here. And of course, for all those people who like to take photographs, it really provides a wonderful photograph opportunity with the train on the bridge, etc., etc. As I've said before, I just believe this complex here is one of the great achievements of voluntarism that we have in our area. Some years ago, when we were bargaining with some assistance in various ways and means, we endeavoured to cost out the value of the developments here, and we lost track of it a bit after a while because we couldn't find enough noughts to put on the end. But it really is, if you look around it, I'm sure you'll appreciate an enormous investment here, both in monetary terms, but especially in kind, in the contribution of an enormous amount of highly skilled labour, because you really can't achieve something like this without a high consciousness and appreciation of the safety levels that are necessary to have live steam on site and to carry the public on the carriage of those steam engines in safety. And Galston Valley Railway has a very impressive safety record indeed. John made some brief mention of the State Rail and David Hill and some of his accomplices, and I rather think that if we handed over the running of the State Railway to the Galston Valley Railway, we'd probably finish up with a much better rail system. But this really is just a fantastic operation. I'm just so proud to have been associated with it and to be your patron now for quite a number of years, and I hope that's a partnership that we'll be able to keep going for many years to come. So congratulations to everyone who has worked hard over the last year. Next year, I'm sure it's going to be a really big year. We get the big 25 up. I know something about that because next year is my 25th anniversary as a Member of Parliament, and that seems like a pretty long haul too in some respects. So we'll be sharing a great celebration together. I look forward to that. But every day is a wonderful day at Galston Valley Railway. This will be no exception. I have much pleasure in declaring the weekend officially open. Thank you, John. Thank you very much, Mr. Result. Now, what I've tried to do is to avoid naming names. There are times when we say to our members, when they bring in a complaint, name names. We want to know who. This morning, to give acknowledgement, it's very difficult to name names and make sure that everyone is mentioned. But the projects that need particular mention is the signal box, the shelter over there, the sandstone bridge and the arboreal tunnel. Now, most of those were the concept of one individual who then received assistance and carried it through. Two names also that we must
much not against me to mention, is Bob Sanderson, who passed away some months ago, and he had the Shay. Shay was a famous loco at this railway. Here it is down below us, and the new owner, refurbished, and a member of the club still running here. The other one is the Sandstone Bridge. It has been dedicated to the memory of Gilderside, who was one of our foundation members. I think I've said enough for the moment, so I'll hand this over to Barry Glover and see if he's got anything to say to us about the Australian Association of Live Steelers. Barry.
Thank you, John. Well, first of all, Kevin, nice to see you once again. And you, John, and the members of Hornsby. Now, I'm not going to talk to you, but first of all, on behalf of the visitors, I would like to say once again, thank you for this great weekend, which is sort of recognised around the circuit as the Hornsby weekend. So, all in all, once again, a jolly fine weekend. On the association front, we are gradually building up strength, I might say. There's another 3 societies forming in New South Wales. Just registered another one in Queensland, and overall things are going reasonably well. I meet with the insurance officer, the insurance companies next Thursday to discuss our forthcoming premiums, step rates, etc., and a few other changes in the insurance bill. But all in all, I think we are progressing fairly well. And of course, one of the big supporters of the association has always been the Hornsby Club. I've requisitioned a couple of articles or items from John, which I believe will be of benefit to the rest of the society in the association. So I look forward to getting that. And once again, John, thank you very much, and to all of you, enjoy your weekend. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Barry. Being a chairman of an association like this, or a club like this, one must always safeguard his back. I don't have the same problem I had for 37 years when any time I went to any function I had to sit in a corner with my back close to the wall. But here I've got to guard my back this morning. I don't want Barry Perdrio to go and say, you didn't give me a chance to say anything. Mr. Perdrio, Vice Chairman, come forward please and let's hear what you've got to say. Come along.
I don't want it.
I wasn't expecting this. I'm not used to a microphone, but it has been hard work and a lot of pleasure to the Employment Society, and one gives as much as one can.
I hear you, Barry.
You missed out, Arthur, I'm sorry. Now, also protecting the back before we close was one other thing. Does Retta, Carol, Robin, or Lynn want to say anything before we close? Thank you. Right. I can at least say I gave you the chance. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll now, we had an invitation sent to the Mayor. He did accept that invitation, but later he found that he was unable to keep the appointment and he had to cancel. So without any further ado, we'll put our guests on the Royal train and take them for a circuit of the track. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
We had a cottage up there when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Here goes the Royal train. Yeah. Oh yeah. Eric Warbow's 57 on the turntable at the south end of the station. Beautiful
So we
run.
reshunted the train. We had to remarshal it.
Eric's 57 on the turntable with the club loco, Jumbo in the background. They're currently hauling the club train with 2 steam engines.